Hello, YouTubers, and welcome to Level-Headed News. This is your host, Brenda. I have an update for you on the Oroville Dam situation that I thought was pretty interesting, and I go ahead and bring it to you now. I'll have another article that I'll be releasing that I just recorded a little bit ago, and I'll release that as soon as I get this one up and running. But the URL is in the description of the video on this course if you want to take a look at it yourself. This is off the Common Sense show by Dave Hodges. It says Governor Brown benefits if the Oroville Dam breaks. 2 million people at risk. If the Oroville Dam fails and Governor Brown has not initiated the mandatory evacuation order that Brown countermanded through the state agency, the Department of Water Resources, and it will be, try that again, and it will create the greatest natural false flag disaster in the history of the United States. Please listen to my short video on the topic. You will not believe the allegation I put forth as I take off the gloves and expose Governor Brown's true motives behind doing nothing to protect the people of Central California. I have taken the gloves off and all is being exposed. Brown needs the Oroville Dam to fail. His mortality is on the same level as Hillary Clinton. If you want to understand what is really going on in the Central California and the Oroville Dam situation, this is the mandatory listening. Please make this go viral. And the video is here if you want to listen to that on your own. It says supporting documentation. Many of the articles on this site have shown how dire the situation is. The 2 million people between Oroville and Sacramento are in severe damage if the dam breaks. There will be imminent breaks in the weather. However, storm after storm is forecast to be coming through the Oroville area. Sacramento is already partially flooded and its levee system is failing. San Jose is now partially underwater with mandatory evacuations underway as I write these words. San Francisco is threatened. The state's largest dam, Shasta, is near capacity. The Oroville spillways are still not repaired as state officials are firing employees for posting photos of the damage to the dam because they are concealing how dangerous the situation is. Why would Brown's people do that? Until now, I have avoided playing politics because I wanted to keep the attention focused on the safety of the people between Oroville and Sacramento. Things have changed. Brown's people have complete control, and they are riding this horse to complete disaster. The dam may survive in the short term. Very few think the dam survives for much beyond that. Jerry Brown and his CalExit allies benefit if the Oroville Dam fails and the Central Valley of California is destroyed. There is strong movement to remove California from the United States and set up a new liberal republic, and it's steadily gathering support. Leading campaigners for the Yes California Independence campaign say that a breakaway from the United States is every bit as possible as unlikely victories for Brexit and Trump. The movement, formerly known as Sovereign California, borrowed its name and logo from the Yes Scotland campaign after the 2014 Scottish independence referendum. I recently interviewed Paul Preston on this topic, and what I learned is that the Bank of China is financially supporting Jerry Brown. Brown is also financing this move through drug trafficking. I have a source within the DEA which confirms most of Paul Preston's claims. Drug trafficking in Northern California, example is Fortuna, is rampant, and Al-Qaeda is working in conjunction with the Mexican drug cartel in this endeavor, and part of the drug profits are going towards a dark money support of CalExit. As covered in previous articles, the embedded source at the CalExit meetings states that the Chinese banks and covert military, La Risa Mexican drug cartel, the Mexican consulate, former Obama administration officials such as Eric Holder and Loretta Lynch, and the movement opened an embassy in Russia in complete violation of U.S. law. The main obstacle to CalExit are the people from the state of Jefferson movement, which is where Oroville is located. The area and its residents are the enemy of Jerry Brown. 21 counties in Northern California and Southern Oregon are moving to secede or withdraw and join the state of Jefferson, the name of the intended 51st state. The movement has the support of local elected officials who are tired of the EPA trying to create dead zones and ranching ranching and farming in this area. Once thought to be a pipe dream, it looks as this may become reality. The Oroville Dam area is part of the state of Jefferson. They are conservative and opposite Cal exit. If this area is eliminated, the Brown forces win, and much of the opposition to Cal exit, as represented by the state of Jefferson, disappears. The Oroville Dam situation is a dream come true for the Cal exit movement. If this is not true, then ask yourself why Brown countermanded local officials' orders for a mandatory evacuation. Lives are at risk and Brown does nothing, yet an evacuation order can be issued by San Jose and Brown does not interfere and supports the evacuation. San Jose is liberal and supportive of Cal exit. Oroville and the northern central valley of California is not. A blind man could see the pattern. For the rest of the country, there are national implications. California's destruction of the agricultural rich Central Valley will produce extreme food shortages for the rest of the country as the Chinese move in to purchase the disseminated areas for pennies on the dollar. Remember, Paul Preston has established the financial support for Cal exit, in part, comes from the Chinese. This is the starting point of the American Civil War. I've held this back until now because, as I said, my focus was on public safety. It is now time to take off the gloves. The main forces behind Brown are controlled by Soros and the United Nations. Paul Preston has discovered that Cal exit will be protectorate of the United Nations. This will be the impetus for the breakup of the United States. It is now time to take this issue firmly to the national spotlight and expose Governor Brown for the morally depraved man that he is. I believe that enough public pressure can be brought to bear in order that the Trump administration will act and Brown will be forced to back down. There are 2 million people that need your help. Make this a political issue of the highest priority. So there you have that. And I'll go ahead and get the other one up right after this one so that you can view that one as well. If you like what I'm doing here, give it a thumbs up and share it on your social media so everybody gets to hear the news. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done that, and that way you'll stay informed.